Welcome everyone to our inspiring talk show with International Young Talent Award Vietnamese Kids Talent. Today I'm very happy to be here with you today, sharing my story of the journey that I have been through and how I am here today, continuing to inspire young ambassadors to join our mission together to accelerate the achievement of sustainable development goals that I was very lucky to be assigned as a young inspiring ambassador nominated at United Nations General Assembly in 2006 at United Nations Global Youth Leadership Summit. And for that very prestigious role that I am playing right now, I will be very grateful to mention the beautiful contribution and dedicated support of a person that I always and forever grateful to, and that person is Miss Margaret Sheehan. And Margaret, I remember I met you way back when I was only a 19 years old girl. And can you tell me a little bit of how we met and how did you feel and how did you come about to support me in my role at the moment?
Okay, well, no, it's a long history, because you're right. When I met you, you were 19, and I was in my early 40s, and I'm certainly not that now. But I do recall a very energetic and inspiring and engaged young woman who there were some interviews. So in my role at that time with the World Health Organization, we interviewed a number of young people from Vietnam so that we could decide who could go to that UN forum. And it was a kind of a youth leadership forum so that young people could have their voice and have input into important decisions that the UN were considering. And I should remember, but I can't remember all of the topics on the agenda. Probably you do. But you were so impressive, I think, so powerful, so driven, and talked about what it would mean for you to go to that leadership summit and how that it might change your life. And I sit here today and look back and think, I get a bit emotional and think how much it did change your life. And you went on to then do so many wonderful things from that opportunity. And it reminds me how important, opportunity is, but how when people pick up opportunity and do something wonderful with opportunity, it can change people's lives. So, but I think it was your own drive. Maybe it was, and I know that you were one of a number of children, and sometimes when you have to compete for space, for attention, for room, and I'm also one from a large family, but I think that drove you. So, and you picked up every opportunity, and you made a presentation, and you got selected, and from there, and then I remember after that you also then were selected, I think, for an environmental summit, and you led one of the first environmental climate groups that went from Vietnam, and then you went on to be on the Peace Boat, and you did many other things. So I think I do remember you, but I remember you as a fiery, passionate young woman that we couldn't ignore, and I think that's why we chose you.
I remembered the opportunity that you gave me when I first applied to be considered for the regional event in Hiroshima. It was Asia Pacific Youth Leadership Summit.
Okay.
And from that, I was just a very shy girl, and I was never ever traveled outside of my city before. So an opportunity to go to Japan to join a youth leadership summit with young leaders around the world in Asia Pacific countries was a precious opportunity. And without that opportunity that you gave me, I would never ever dream about standing up on a global stage and make a speech and being noticed. And for that, I feel like it's my life now to continue paying that forward. The gratitude that I receive from the opportunity you've given me, I would love to pass it on. Continue the spirit of empowering young people around the world, giving them a chance to have their voice heard. And the hidden gem usually already in them, same like the way I was, is only take an inspiring person like you to let it shine and to give me a platform to stand on and make a difference. So I'm really grateful for that. And also, I would like to ask you, how did you continue to support our effort of joining hands with me and the Young Inspiring Ambassador that I am now in my mission to continue nominating them?
I think when you first contacted me, and I, I was involved in being a judge on one of the competitions a few years ago. I looked at what you were doing, and I think it's that encouragement, or again, as I said, opportunity. But I do note that a number of the young people that you're working with now are probably reasonably privileged young people. But the world needs a whole range of young people to have a voice. And I think that if young people who have had some opportunity or some privilege understand that they can do good for others, that they have a responsibility as global citizens. And now Vietnam, for many people, is very much middle income country. They can, and as young people were talking today about, they have a responsibility to look to support others and setting up groups that would allow young people to come in. So I see that this is an opportunity for you to give back to them and then them to give back. So I hope that going forward that this group can maybe have even a greater focus on giving back. So I think that was my decision to come here today and be part of that. Of course, my life I've stayed in development work and worked in different countries, but part of my focus is always trying to get young people to have a voice and to be involved. So, but I'm not sure that I ever remember you being shy. When you say I was a shy girl, I don't recall that you were a shy girl. You may not have been out of the country, but you always had a force about you that never seemed shy. And one other story I remember, I think you took me to Da Nang, to the university, and showed me like a dorm where you were in the dorm and you had posters and you were doing advocacy work and getting young people to, think about issues and put issues on the agenda. So then I realised at your local level that you were very active at a local level, and so you deserved to have that chance then to go on and do something else. And I think it's important, it's nice to see young people here from a whole range of different provinces, because sometimes some areas get more support than others. So maybe it's your background, but I think it's really important that you continue to do that work. So good luck with it all.
So the project that you mentioned that we did in the dorm was Green Ocean.
Right.
A youth-driven environmental initiative that we started a whole nation campaign. Right. And from that, we were very lucky. I was a leader, project coordinator of the initiative. And from then, we wrote a proposal to the United Nations, and they funding us for 2 years financial funds so that we can carry on the project at nationwide level. And we were so lucky that the project was chosen at top 20 most creative innovation to mobilize the the support and the leadership of young people in resolving local and national issues.
So really, Nung was the early Greta Thunberg. She was the Vietnamese version before her time.
At the time when Green Ocean was settled, it was one of the very few environmental initiatives, and that's why it caught a lot of attention from media. I think that's why I got a chance to travel around the world in 20 countries, Margaret, all to talk about that. And I think the opportunity from the United Nations that gave me that grant and giving me all the technical support and the connection so that I can expand my network and take advantage of the support from specialists, from the panel group, from the UN Youth Task Force. And that's how we grow our little beach campaign into a city cleanup campaign and into a national project and international global impact for that project. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity. All started with the United Nations and still ongoing with United Nations. Yes.
That's great.
So because we are going to organize an event, a whole series of 7 cities and towns, all about talk show, training courses, and life skill events, and workshops, and a lot of hands-on projects like building a library, bookstore for your kids, so that in the underprivileged places like Đắk to be soon, and another Highlands town. So I am very grateful that your joining me has made this little effort of us become more empowering.
Good.
Yeah, and if you would like to add a few inspiring messages for young people, that I am. So thank you, Margaret, for your empowering support for myself, Vietnamese Kids Talent, our International Young Talent Award, and especially the growing network of 500 reading ambassadors and inspiring young ambassadors starting from 4 years old to 16 years old, and they all spread all around the whole 65 cities and provinces of Vietnam, and each one of them is doing great work on the ground with reading, public speaking, resilience, growth mindset, kindness, love, and hands-on projects to make this world, to make their communities a better place for all to cherish. And all because of your beautiful trust in me and your empowering support for my work for many years in the past and ongoing.
Well, thank you, Yung, but I think that maybe you give me too much credit, because I think, as I said, a lot of the credit comes internally from people doing the work, but I'd like to say a big congratulations to you and to all of the reading ambassadors and all the young inspirational ambassadors that are doing that work. And what I would do is encourage you to keep going, and perhaps to the parents who might see this, that it is also your responsibility to encourage your kids and make sure that they understand that they have a role in the world, that we all have a responsibility to look at things like resilience, like kindness, to look after. So inspired hearing young people talk about what they're doing to save, Mother Earth. So a huge congratulations, and I hope that the conference in Thanh Nguyen goes very well. And I'm sorry that I can't be there, but I do have a big family commitment back in Australia. Nhung tried hard to encourage me to be there, but I hope that you all have a wonderful conference And congratulations, Nung, and the whole team on the great work that you've been doing.
Thank you, Margaret. And now I would like to say, to pass on this gratitude to a network of beautiful parents, the ones that are behind all these amazing, inspiring reading ambassadors and inspiring young ambassadors. Without them, I cannot do it. The job that I do right now to the best of my ability, because they are the one, they're the backbone of our network. Because they encourage their kids, they support their kids, and they always be there in all the events, all the efforts and initiative that we calling their support on. And I'm so grateful for this beautiful hand joining together between parents, kids, and you and myself to make this world a better place for us all to enjoy and cherish. Thank you.
Thank you.